And we are back here on Metal Nation Radio. I am Rustin Rose, Metalholic Magazine. You just heard Bay of Pigs from the brand new Civil War album, Gods and Generals, and talking with us tonight, the man himself, Nils Patrik Johansson. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I'm very good. It's spring here in Sweden, so now it feels great.
Nice. It's starting to get that time of the year out here, too, in America, so we're pretty excited for that. Before we talk about the amazing new album, Gods and Generals, for those especially here in America who are not as aware of Civil War yet, tell us briefly, if you would, what sort of brought this whole project together and why you wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah, it was actually a friend of mine, a neighbor who was a drum technician with Sabaton. He came to me one day and said, "Hey Patrick, I got the biggest news for you. 4 of the guys in Sabaton are going to leave. It will only be the singer and the bass player left in Sabaton from the original lineups." I said, "Wow, are they going to continue to play?" "Yeah, I think so," Gunnar said. My neighbor's name is Gunnar. So I said, "Well, if they want a singer, I will be there for them," I said. So he talked to the drummer, Mullback, and Mullback called me the day after, and then we started Civil War. So, yeah, that's the story of it. It's we just did it.
And it turned out really well. Obviously, the debut album, The Killer Angels, you had amazing success with that, especially in Sweden. But sort of, as we were saying, except for some savvy fans, it sort of slid under the radar elsewhere. Is that why you guys felt the need to move to Napalm Records for the new album?
Yeah, absolutely. The label we had from the beginning, they were good in Sweden, but they pretty much sucked in the rest of the world. So we said we must do something. And Napalm actually contacted us and gave us an offer. So we said, yeah, let's go for it.
Nice. Now, you guys recorded Gods and Generals last fall. Why have you been making us wait so long for this thing?
Yeah, that's actually Napalm who wanted to wait with the album. I don't know why. They probably had a master plan somehow. They said that it was many strong releases, in September, October, November when we first wanted to put it out. So they said we're going to wait until spring.
We
said okay.
That's got to be kind of difficult sitting on something that you're so excited about. Yeah,
very difficult. But actually, I don't know. There are 2 bonus tracks, and we recorded them in February this year, so they are new.
Fantastic. So we got a little something extra. Now, from your perspective, what can listeners expect from Gods and Generals?
It's pretty much, it's tough to describe. It's good old heavy metal, but somehow it feels fresh and modern in a way. We write the songs that, we play the music we want to listen to ourselves. And it's very melodic, but still it's pretty heavy. And Bay of Pigs is almost like got some thrash elements in the verse, and so it's a mixture. It's the best you can get from heavy metal.
Well, do you see this album as more of a continuation or an evolution of Killer Angels?
Oh, tough. It's tough to say. I think me and Daniel Myhr and the new guitar player Petrus, we write the stuff, most of it, and hopefully we have become better songwriters to this, because I think this new album is an evolution. So.
Well, did you go into this record intentionally trying to push beyond where you were, or is it just sort of naturally, as you guys have been together longer, there's a more comfort zone, you're able to express your creativity in a more cohesive and organic way together?
Yeah, it felt natural. We didn't, it's tough to describe, but we just wrote songs the best way we could, and I didn't think much, I always write songs that I can stand up for, and because I'm going to live with them for the rest of my life. So, an album is like a testament of a band. So, you have to be at your absolute best all the time. And I can say I knew that we had to make a better album than the debut, because, it's the second album is always tough. So we really did everything we could this time, and I think we did it.
Yeah, a sophomore album can really be a defining moment for a band. Now,
Yeah.
as we said, you recorded the album last September for the most part. Was that all new material then, or did you still have some stuff from the first album that you were sort of playing with that didn't go on the first album that went into this one, or was this all brand new stuff after that was done?
Yeah, actually, one of the songs we wrote for Killer Angels, but we didn't manage to give it the final touch for that album, and that is The Mad Piper.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I was going to say, perfect segue. The Mad Piper is one of my personal favorites. What's sort of the story behind that one?
What's the story behind it? Well, it was actually Daniel Myhr who told me about this crazy Mad Piper that was with the invasion at Normandy. And his name was Bill Millen. So I checked him up and I read his story and I thought it was exciting. So I wrote the lyrics to the song, and yeah, I mean, what a hero. And the Germans thought he was crazy, so they didn't want to shoot him. Because he was wandering around with his bagpipe, on the beach there. So they thought he was a maniac. We can't shoot that guy. It's fantastic. What a hero.
Yeah, I love one of the things that, of course, I always loved about Sabaton, but I really enjoy with you guys too, is you take these historical things and you put them into the music lyrically, and sort of bring that into the music as well. That when so many other bands are still writing about sex, drugs, rock and roll, all the typical stuff, and history is so fascinating to begin with, and then when you combine it with heavy metal.
Yeah, we try to. At least we try to make interesting stories. I mean, and I think we did okay this time.
Well, you were saying Mad Piper was supposed to be one for the Killer Angels, but didn't quite get there. You weren't quite done tinkering with it yet. Which song from Gods and Generals was the most difficult to complete and get just right?
Oh, well, tough question. I think all songs were pretty tough to make as high class as we wanted. We worked a lot with all the songs, and I mean, for example, the opener, War of the World, that one we had like some kind of progressive mid party in, but we removed it, so we worked a lot with that one, and we wanted it to be more straight on. So yeah, we worked with all the songs. They were all difficult because we wanted them to be top notch,
Right. I've always just noticed, when I talk to bands, there always seems to be like one song that just sort of came together like naturally. We wrote it in 2 minutes. And then there's always that one song that they have to take kicking and beating into the studio until they can sort of get it just how they want it,
Yeah, I know. Usually, I mean, but all songs came together pretty fast and very easy. But then, the arrangement took a lot of time.
You mentioned before, Petrus, this marks his first official record with the band. How did he impact the creation and recording of the record? Because you said that you do a lot of the songwriting with him.
Yeah, I mean, he was also helping us out to write 2 songs on the first album.
Right.
So it's no problem for. He's so serious, very serious guy, and he works day and night. Plays guitar all the time and writes songs. So he's very, very professional. And he's also, of course, a great guitar player. So he fit in like a glove in the band. And yeah, he has done some of the super solos on the album. For example, the guitar solo on Admiral Over the Oceans and Iwo Jima. So he really put on. He made an impact with the band. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, Oscar has retired from the band, whatever his reasons may have been. When you added Petrus to the band, did you sort of know that was the direction things were headed?
No, we didn't know it, but we sort of felt it, because he didn't put down so much heart and soul in the band, Oscar. He was pretty much burned out since the Sabaton time, So perhaps it was like we had a sense that it would happen. So, yeah, perhaps.
Sort of fate then, adding Petrus to the band then. Nice. So, and of course, you guys have said, obviously Pizza has left the band. He's out of the band now. And you've stated no plans to replace him. Who will serve as bassist when you tour?
Yeah, we're gonna, it's no big deal. We're gonna have the bass on tape, So, many bands, most of the bands, especially in the same style that we play, they have, background vocals on tape, and they have keyboards on tape. So we said, well, what the fuck? We can have the bass on tape.
Our friends in Lacuna Coil actually had to do a whole tour like that when their bassist had to take some time off. So I've seen it done before. But that's definitely an interesting way to go then. Gives you more freedom on stage, less bodies in the way, right?
Yeah. At least we will try it this summer on the festivals, and then we'll see what happens in the future.
Gotcha. Fans these days use their cell phones now in place of lighters at concerts, but they also take photos, record video footage, even bootleg shows with these things. Sometimes they spend more time looking at the band through the camera than watching directly. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, what can I say? It's just a fact that it's a part of of reality right now, and I mean, let them do what they want, and I mean. It's also a good thing because since we know that people record everything we do, we have to be on our toes and perform our best night in and night out. It's also a good thing.
Well, I always wondered, especially for the front man, for the vocalist, you're right out there in front and you look down into the sea of faces and half of them have a camera up to their face. Is that a little disconcerting? Does that bother you at all?
No, it's just... I mean, it gives me a kick because then I know, okay, they record it. I have to sing as good as I can tonight, So it puts extra pressure on you. But I mean, there's no one. The most pressure I put on myself. So it's just I don't care. Let them film.
All right. Nils Patrik Johansson of Civil War, thank you so very much. The new album, Gods and Generals, out here in the States on May 12th, out a little bit earlier over in Europe. I will be so glad when they finally stop doing that and they just have the same release date all across the world, won't you?
Yeah.
That'll be great. Thanks so much for taking the time, my friend. We look forward to seeing you on the road. Do you have any plans that you're aware of getting over to the States on this tour?
Not at the moment, but hopefully next year.
Sounds good. I will let you get out of here. Thanks for taking the time, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you very much.